The world of tech never sleeps, and today I'll give you a rundown on some of the most pressing tech-related news out there. Hi, my name is Paul Gerald, your host for this week's GizChina news. Let's get into it. Remember the good old days when Huawei was on the fast track to become one of the biggest phone manufacturers in the world? And remember when they came head to head with the US government, but ended up being on the dreaded Entity List, which for most companies is a death sentence. And for Huawei, it was almost that, a death sentence, as it meant they were restricted from using Google services on their new devices as of 2019. It's been a challenging couple of years for the tech giant, having to implement their very own OS in place of Google services, which was a major setback, but it didn't stop them. The loyal customer base that Huawei managed to build over the years stuck with them, even though it meant perhaps having to leave behind some of their most treasured and beloved apps. I think a lot of this loyalty comes down to Huawei offering superior products over the years. Time and time again, Huawei have produced some of the most cutting-edge devices with long-lasting build quality, meaning that a lot of their older devices are still heavy hitters even in today's smartphone market. Huawei are one of the very few smartphone manufacturers that still provide updates for their older devices and whose phones haven't mysteriously slowed down or suddenly experienced poor battery performance. While Huawei devices continue to push the limits of what's possible in smartphones, some of us still miss having Google services in our devices, and luckily for us, there are some amazing developers out there who figured out a way of having our once cherished apps back on our favorite Huawei devices. You might already know about the workarounds such as the Google Fire method, which brought back Google services to restricted devices, but it came at a cost. It was only compatible with devices running the EMUI 10 OS, meaning that a lot of users were left with the choice of downgrading from the more recent versions of EMUI OS, which came with its obvious drawbacks. There was also the GSpace app, which at the time was great. With very limited alternatives available on the market, the GSpace app let users who were running more recent versions of the EMUI OS have access to the Google App Store, install their long-missed Google apps, although it wasn't perfect. The free version of the GSpace app ran a lot of advertisements, and it could become really annoying at times. Also, the GSpace app was prone to sudden app crashes, more frequent than one would like, and one of the other major drawbacks was that it was a very power-hungry app, meaning it would quickly drain your battery, more so than any app should. Problems like that are now a thing of the past. The Gbox app offers Huawei users the opportunity to get back into the Google services ecosystem without having to suffer inefficient power management or being swamped with annoying ads. Gbox looks like the savior that Huawei users have been waiting for, and it comes with almost none of the trade-offs that came with its predecessors. For more information on the Gbox app and how to set it up on your device, make sure to check out a detailed article linked in the description below. Is it finally here? Xiaomi's MIUI 14 OS, whilst long overdue, is set to be rolled out for a long list of supported devices, but when that will be is still yet to be answered. The MIUI 14 OS is based off of Android 13 and will come with all the bells and whistles of the stock Android 13 OS, but with the extra features and fresh new design language that Xiaomi's engineers have cooked up. A lot of MIUI users are understandably losing their patience, as the last significant update was roughly a year ago, and even that was not the jaw-dropping update that everyone was waiting for. But with the MIUI 14 OS being leaked, it looks like users may be in store for an update that was well worth the wait. The expected official launch date is still unclear, but it's reported that the MIUI 14 OS will ship with Xiaomi's 13 and 13 Pro. And as for the long list of eligible devices, nothing has yet been confirmed, but we hope to see devices start to receive updates from January 2023 onwards. If you're wondering if your device is scheduled for the long-awaited update, then make sure to check out the related article in the description below. While we're on the topic of smartphone OS updates, Samsung are also in the process of rolling out their very own update for their One UI OS. Unlike MIUI updates, Samsung are really good at making sure their users get frequent updates in a timely fashion. Their recent update is based off of Android 13, but we get to enjoy a well thought out UI and design language that's become expected from Samsung. As of early December 2022, Samsung boasted one of their fastest rollouts to date, with over 46 devices having the ability to take advantage of the sleek One UI 5.0 OS. Make sure to check out the related article below for more in-depth coverage on what hardware is eligible for this awesome update. Samsung are showing off. They make some of the most innovative devices available in today's market, and on top of that, they look awesome. But that's not enough for Samsung. They want to break the rules and create something truly awe-inspiring, and they found just the man to help them achieve their goal. Former Mercedes-Benz designer Hubert H. Lee is reported to be taking charge of Samsung's EVP and mobile experience design team, meaning the highly anticipated Galaxy S24 most likely have a new cutting-edge design, setting the trend for all the devices that follow in the coming years. This type of collaboration isn't something that happened out of the blue. Samsung and Mercedes put their heads together back in early 2022 when they designed a limited edition Galaxy S22 Ultra, which had a modern, sleek, Mercedes-inspired design theme. The device was a huge success, but unfortunately it was an exclusive release for the South Korean market. Samsung always deliver, and they continue to show us what is possible within the world of tech. Here at GizChina, we can't wait to see where this mashup of creative superpowers takes us. What's going on with the new PS5 lineup? The past year has been full of rumours that Sony were planning on releasing a PS5 Pro or a PS5 Slim, but it appears that they're releasing something very different instead. Renowned tech insider Tom Henderson has reported that Sony is set to introduce a new model of PS5 sometime in early 2023. This new PS5 model reportedly has been redesigned to operate without a disk drive, but it will come with the ability to attach an external disk drive, which will most likely be an accessory provided by Sony. This new design has apparently been well received by testers and developers, and was most likely inspired by the multitude of setbacks experienced during the pandemic, which resulted in Sony having to raise the price tags on their consoles due to material cost increases and supply chain issues. Redesigning the PS5 without a disk drive will help Sony control costs and pass those savings on to their loyal customer base. Sony are very optimistic about this new direction, and their very own vice president expects to sell in the region of 30 million units throughout the next fiscal year. Check out the article below for more information. GTA 6, we saw the leaks but know now that they were from the very early stages of the game's development and nowhere near representative of what we are to expect from the completed product. Could it be this year we get to experience the official announcement? Our favourite tech insider Tom Henderson thinks just that. The rumours, as always, are plentiful and not really reliable, but a few things we can be sure to see in the official announcement is that we may be able to take control of two main characters in the game, apparently going by the name Jason and Lucia, with the gameplay taking place in both North America and South America. Hopefully, Rockstar will clear up some of the speculation during their official announcement, which is reported to be, and I quote, the greatest game announcement of all time. The actual release date of GTA 6 is still unclear, but it's looking like a far-off release date is more and more likely, with some sources predicting we could see the final release date as late as 2025. Well, that's it for this week, folks. I hope you enjoyed, and please let me know what your thoughts are on Sony bringing us a trimmed-down version of a PS5, and if you're excited to finally get some concrete insight into the long-awaited GTA 6. Make sure to subscribe and check out our website for some of the best tech-related news out there. I'll be back next week to give you another rundown of the latest tech news from GizChina. Thank you.